Hey there friends and fellow gamers, I'm Brad Touton of Level 99 Games, and I want to give you a quick preview of our game Millennium Blades, which is up on Kickstarter now. Come take a look. In order to get started, you're going to give each player a starter deck of their choice containing 9 cards, and 3 additional cards from the core set. You'll also want to give players a set of friendship cards, which they'll use later during the game. In order to build your central store deck, select 5 expansion sets, 4 premium sets, and 3 master sets. These will all be shuffled together with the core set in order to form one central deck. When building your store deck, you can use any 12 of the 24 different sets included in the game, and the sets you choose will create different interactions with one another, making each game unique. Different archetypes and possibilities will emerge from the sets selected, and you'll be forced to try out different deck builds every game in order to gain the upper hand. You'll also select 3 promotional card sets to use for card fusion, and 2 more to be given out as prize support during the game. The cards a player owns are set aside on his player area, on top of his player board. The rest of the cards are put into the store deck, or into the card fusion area respectively, for use during the game. The cards to be used as tournament prize support are set aside outside the game. If you're just learning Millennium Blades, it's recommended that you play a pre-release tournament before the first round of the game begins. The pre-release is just like a regular tournament, except that character powers and metagames are not used. It serves as a sort of mini tutorial, where players can learn the ropes of the game that will serve them during deck building. So let's take a look at tournaments. To set up for a tournament, you're going to have the number of cards you set aside during the deck building phase. You'll probably have a couple singles, 1 deck box, and up to 2 accessories. The deck box represents the engine of your deck, while the accessories represent personalizations that you've made, and singles are the key cards that you'll use to achieve victory. During this phase, you'll be playing with the deck that you built during the 20-minute deck building phase, and the choices that you made in that phase will determine your success against the other players and the decks that they've built. The goal of the tournament is to advance your rank points as far as possible. At the end of the tournament, the player with the most rank points will win first place, second place, and so on. Each card in your hand does a different thing, like this Dark Sentinel Hellbane card, for example, which gives you points based on the number of face-down cards in your tableau. You always play into the leftmost slot, and on your turn you can play 1 single. So for my first turn, I'll play Aberforth, Low Summoner. He gives me a few points when he flips over. And so it goes, each player playing a card in turn order. My next card will be Hemsy the Snitch, who flips over another card in my tableau and gives me a few points when he comes into play. I'll target Aberforth with that effect, so I'll get a few points from that, and then I'll get more points by activating Aberforth's flip effect. Each player then takes another turn, going clockwise around the table. For my third turn, I'll play Martis, Keeper of Fates. This card flips over everybody's leftmost card, including mine, which doesn't inconvenience me too much, but it might upset somebody else's strategy, which means it's putting me ahead. My fourth card will be Vectis, Necromancer, which will flip over all the cards to the left of this one and itself, and give me points equal to their star values. For my fifth card, I'll play Dark Sentinel Hellbane, who gives me points for every face-down card in my tableau. Then, after everyone else's turn, I'll play my sixth card, Black Egg Birth of Shadow, that copies the card to the left of it, doubling Hellbane's effect. Once everybody has played their sixth card, we move to the scoring phase, where we activate any score effects. So Hellbane will score a few points, Black Egg, which copies it, will score more points, and my deck box will score a few points. Once everybody has totaled up their rank points, we all compare our rank points together. The player with the most is the first place winner, second most is second place, and so on. This is a very simple starter deck, but you can see the possibilities. During the deck building phase, we'll try and improve on this starter, or build it into a brand new deck. The deck building phase is at the heart of the game, and will play out over about 20 minutes of real time. This gives you enough time to do all the things you want to do, but you'll still need to focus your attention to get things done. The store and aftermarket boards are in the center of the table during the entire game, but I move them for the purposes of this demo. Here I'll put them back where they're supposed to be. During this phase is when you'll be able to buy cards, sell cards, trade with your friends, form collections, fuse the cards you don't want into rare promos, and prepare your deck for the next round. At the beginning of each deck building phase, each player will receive $30. Players will also receive some random cards, adding up to a total value of $21 or more. Continue taking cards from the top of the deck until you reach a number that meets or exceeds 21, then give that player that many cards. Do this for each player. Metagame is a bonus that players will receive if their deck contains at least one card matching the element or type shown. The first metagame is revealed at this point, so you can start building your deck to it. The second one will be revealed later. During the deck building phase, players can do whatever they want, as quickly as they want. One of the most common actions you'll take is buying cards from the store. The buy price of a card is listed in the top right corner. You take this amount of money, pay it into the bank, and take the card, adding it to your play area. Replenish the store immediately after you do this. After that, you can go back to your play area, pick up the card, and figure out what it is that was inside that pack. Now this card's available for you to use however you want. If you have cards that you don't think you can use and you need more money, you can sell them. Place one of your sell markers on the card and put it in the aftermarket, then gain money equal to its star rating. Any other player can later come back and buy the card, just by paying money into the bank equal to the star rating of the card, and taking the card for themselves. When they do this, the sale marker is returned to you so that you can put more cards in the aftermarket. You can use the aftermarket to get money up front for your cards rather than waiting for other players to buy them. But of course you can trade and sell directly too. Now suppose you come across a few cards that you don't really seem to need. You can take those cards, bundle them together, and trade them in for a powerful promotional card using the card fusion system. Simply take the required number of cards, put them back into the box, and then gain yourself the top card of one of the promo stacks. Place one of your sell markers on the stack so that you can't fuse that type again this round. After fusion, you can look at the card you've got, integrate it into your deck, or use it for other things. It's important to remember that in this phase, everyone's taking actions simultaneously. A lot of the actions you'll be taking happen on your own player board. You'll be able to build a deck in preparation for the next tournament by selecting a deck box, up to 2 accessories, and up to 8 singles. These will all go together in your deck and be playable during the tournament round, but only the cards you select for your deck will be available to you. The rest will sit out of play in an area called your binder and not be usable. In addition to building your deck, you'll also want to build a collection. A collection is made up of any number of cards that have one matching symbol and different star values. These 4 cards form a collection. This card couldn't go in the collection, for example, because it doesn't match the type of the collection, which is dark. The rest of your cards go into your binder and can be stored between rounds for later use. At the end of the round, your collection will be sent back to the box in order to get you victory points, and your deck will be used in the tournament. Gameplay proceeds this way, alternating between deck building and tournament rounds 3 times. Whoever can best use their cards and their time will become the Millennium Blades World Champion and be the winner of the game. Thanks for taking the time to check out this short preview, and thanks for supporting us on Kickstarter. Happy gaming!